Hello, this is What the Faux Travel podcast, and this is another mini episode for you. And today we're talking about how to meet locals with Nas Daily. So Nick, do you think it's difficult to meet locals when you're in a country?
Definitely. Now, this is a good topic because when we've been travelling before, it's very easy to only meet locals that actually work in tourism.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know
I agree
what I mean?
with that.
People that work behind the bar, people that work, organising your transport, and that's not a real authentic experience meeting locals. Even when you do a tour, you meet the tour guide, but he's working, he's getting paid, he takes you to all the restaurants which are approved and you're not going to get ill at, hopefully. So it's not a real authentic experience. It's very easy to visit a whole country and not actually mix with any locals.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, we've been to so many countries and it's unbelievable, really, and quite rude that we haven't actually met any of the local people.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's what makes the experience, I think. Since, places like India, it's actually a lot easier to meet local people, but that's from their doing. So they're really interested in us and why are we in their country. So they come up to us and they ask us questions and touch us in weird ways.
Wait, when did this happen?
But, they'll come up and, for example, they loved your tattoos on your arm. So they come up and start stroking your arm and asking you about it. That's one of the ways you can get involved with locals is look a bit different and they'll come up to you.
That's true, yeah. That is it. My tattoos, whatever, or our skin colour, we look different. And for a lot of people that unfortunately can't afford to travel, meeting locals in their own country, that is their way of travelling. That is their way of seeing the world.
Yeah, so it works both ways. It's really good. So like I said earlier, we are going to be talking to a guy called Nas Daily, who is from Israel but lives in America. We had a chat with him on Skype to ask a load of different questions of, how do you meet local people? Because he's good at this, because he makes these 1-minute videos, puts them on Facebook, and he makes them every single day, and they sound a little bit like this.
Meet Nasir Yassin. Hi, my name is Nasir Yassin, also known as Nas. Nas was born and raised in Israel as a Palestinian Israeli. It's kind of complicated. He graduated from Harvard and got an engineering job in New York City. Nas then quit his sweet job in New York, wore the same t-shirt every day to remind himself of how much of life he's lived so far, and started making 1-minute videos every day of my life from around the world and put them on Facebook. And if you ask Nas what motivates him, he'll say, anger! I'm not angry. He's angry at the idea that to get a good life, you have to sacrifice your 20s doing the shitty work to be able to enjoy it afterwards. Angry that the best 8 hours of your day are spent indoors staring at screens instead of doing what you really want to do. So he quit to see the world and be less angry. Thanks, Nas. But being angry is a good thing. It means you love something else much, much more. And that's the first ever Nas story.
So that's the idea behind the videos that Nas makes. And we had a chat with him and we started by asking, Nas, what does your name actually mean?
Yes. Hi, my name is Nasir, is also known as Nas, which means people in Arabic.
Okay, very cool. So Nas, why do you think it's so important to mix with the locals when you're travelling?
It's a good question. The thing is, so because I have to make videos every day, I need to make sure the quality of the videos is high. And after a few videos, I realized that really nobody cares about nature. Nobody cares about just beautiful scenery. People care about the other people's stories from around the world. And that's what makes my best videos. And so if I go to a whole new country, I don't know what to do. I know nothing. So my videos are made and shaped by the people. That's why it's important. I'll give you an example. One of my best performing videos is How Cheap is Thailand, in which I decided to get the cheapest noodle in all of Thailand. The problem is I don't know anything about Thailand. I was just there for 2 days. So it just so happens that a local person reached out to me and she was like, let's make videos together. I see you're in town. And then I was like, cool. I want to find the cheapest thing in all of Thailand. She said, go here. And we did. And we made the video. And that was a career maker. So if you think about it, without the people, there's no Nas.
Cool, okay. And so do you think it's best to travel on your own or with friends?
So I honestly really, really enjoy traveling by myself because people think when you travel by yourself like that you are lonely, but that's not true because meeting locals at the places you go to is very, very easy, and especially if you have a Facebook page with people follow you, follow where you are. And so, I'm arriving in Rwanda by myself, but I'm sure someone will reach out and say, hey, meet my friend and go do videos together. The problem with traveling with friends is that, for me, at least in my specific case, we end up talking about things that are not videos. I try to dedicate 24 hours of my life to the video idea and like what the plot should be about, what the story should be about. And I feel like sometimes if I travel with friends, it's unfortunately it's a distraction. As much as I want to travel with friends, it's a distraction from what I have to do.
So that's like in terms of your work, you prefer that. But if you're not making a video and you are just traveling to a country.
I think I still have the same answer in the sense that if I'm traveling with friends, I don't have the urgency to meet other people, and I get lonely very fast. So I need people presence next to me all the time. But I feel like if I go to a new country and I'm with a friend that's from home, then I feel like I have not experienced the country as a local because I'm just hanging out with my friends. So I need to force myself to be in a situation where I need to make friends that are local. And that's why I enjoy traveling by myself. I never actually spend a day by myself. I just put myself in situations where I'm by myself because that makes my day better. It makes me meet more interesting people.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, cool. Okay. From your videos, it's really obvious that you're great at interacting with people, and getting them to do fun things.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, it really is. So basically, how do you do it? When you first approach people, what do you say?
So my case is a little bit unique, right? Sure, I've interacted with locals before Nas Daily, but my case is unique in the sense that I have a Facebook page, right? And that makes everything easier. So what I used to do is, let's say I had 0 likes on my Facebook page. I would go to a new country like Kenya, and I would make one video in Kenya, and then I would advertise that video of Facebook in the location of Kenya, and then people see the video, the locals, and I'm like, oh, who is this new person in town? I'm gonna send him a message because I make sure my whole page is like very welcoming, and that's how I end up meeting locals. It's through the video. So if I wasn't making pages, like as most people that are listening to this, if I wasn't making videos on a Facebook page, my second option to meeting locals is through hostels. And so I would simply check in at a hostel, make sure not to get the private dorm, and then I just get the one with the most number of people in it, and put my bags in and say, hi, where are you from? And from there it gets easier and easier. I find it really hard to make friends if I didn't have a Facebook page and if I checked in at an Airbnb, for example. So that's my 2 main sources of finding friends. Then again, honestly, I've never been turned down when I'm smiling. It's like with a smile, you can really get anything you want.
That's true. Okay, yeah, so I was going to ask you what your top tips with how to mix with the locals. So you're saying like a Facebook page and hostel. Is there anything else?
And a smile. Usually, also the world is like incredibly small, right? So you're probably 2 degrees away from Obama and Trump. And so usually I rely on my network as well. Say, okay, who has friends of friends that live in this area? Odds are there are, and I made a couple of videos about how small the world is. There's like 3 degrees of separation for anyone in the world. We probably have mutual friends. And so relying on my friends network is also important.
I can see you're wearing the famous T-shirt now. Can you tell us the idea behind the T-shirts you wear every day?
Yes. Unfortunately, because this is audio, you can't see the T-shirt, but the T-shirt is a loading bar of my life. So it just says life, 33%, and the bar is 33% complete. The reason I wear this T-shirt is for 2 reasons. Well, one, it makes traveling much, much, much easier if you only have 10 T-shirts, right? It makes decision-making process every day much easier. You don't decide what you need to wear, you just wear it. And then second reason I wear it is because it's a great reminder that life is finite. Look, if you're a baby and I give you 100% of your life and I tell you, okay, I need 3% of this life I'm giving you to work on a job that you don't like or to date someone that you don't like, you're probably going to say no. But then somehow, some way, when you're 20 years old, you would say, yes, take 2 years of my life is nothing. 3 years of my life is nothing. Just take it. And so that I don't, it's different answers in different stages of your life. And your 20s are also even more important than your 90s. I think when I realized that I just have 2/3 of my life done, like on average, again, you can die at 120%. You don't have to die at 100%. Or you can die at 33%. I could die now. When I realized that, it just pushed me to do more fun stuff and just live life better. The third reason, honestly, it's also branding. It's like now people take pictures not with the face, but with the T-shirt. And so it gets people to remember you.
Because it sounds quite morbid when you think about death, but that's pushing you in your life. And I completely agree. I try to live my life the same way. I mean, I don't wear a t-shirt, the same t-shirt every day.
Right.
I do it with a bucket list. So when I sort of realised that, I set out my bucket list. It's printed out. It's up in our house. So I see it every single day, and it pushes me to go forward with it.
How many items are left?
There's 117 on there, and I've ticked off 43.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
so once you take them all off, you're done?
But I keep adding. Like, since I wrote it, I've added another 10.
Yeah, but yeah,
Nice.
it's that good motivation, just like the t-shirt. It reminds you that we're not here forever, so let's make the most of it.
Right, exactly.
So when you were shooting in San Francisco, you were with a guy called Ben, and you had a bit of a thing with the police. Can you tell us what happened?
Yeah, I can't believe that video was so viral. It really surprised me. So what I'm doing is basically documenting my life, right? And I try to fit it all in 1 minute formats, and that was the only video where it didn't fit in 1 minute. And it was like I needed 2 minutes to talk about what happened. Basically, my friend just happens to be completely very unlucky, and he got his car stolen 3 times in a month, and I happened to be there for the 3rd time. And so every time his car gets stolen, he chases the car with an Uber and then locks the car from the outside once the people stop to rest. And then he goes there, sees the car, and sees the people trying to make the car work, but it doesn't. And then he calls the cops on them. And he gets the car back. Like, he did that like 3 times. It's amazing.
Why does this car keep getting stolen? What is it about his car?
I don't know. It's just and he got stolen every time for a whole new different reason. This one because he forgot his keys on the table. The other one, he forgot to lock his car. The first one, I don't know why. It's not even a good car. It's a smart car.
But yeah, it was a fun video because you were chasing the bad guys. It was really fun to watch.
Thank you.
But one of our favourite videos is about a young girl from Myanmar called Ee. Can you please tell us her story?
It's crazy, right? It's like it's so beautiful because when you travel so much, you meet so many different stories. And like EE was not planned at all. I was just biking in Myanmar, and all of a sudden I see, I wanted to catch the sunrise, and I see this girl that was offered to help me, and she did. And for the first 2 hours, me hanging out with her, I just filmed the sunrise, and I didn't really talk to her much. But then as I was about to leave, she told me that she speaks 11 languages, like she converses in 11 languages. She's 11 years old, and she's a tour guide, and she does this regularly, and she's supporting her family of 8. Like right there, it took 5 minutes to literally show her story to the world. I put her phone number there, so I hope good things happen to her. It's just amazing that it's really not the videography, not location, not the drone, nothing. It's just the people's stories that really stick and resonate with everyone around the world. They're so universal. Everybody knows an 11-year-old, but not everybody knows an 11-year-old that can speak 11 languages and supports her entire family. That's why it's so interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Out of all the videos that you've made, which is your favourite?
Do you have kids?
No.
Okay. Because if you had 2 kids, I would ask you, which one's your favorite?
Yeah, I guess.
I wonder what your answer is going to be.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. I mean, maybe we spoke about it earlier with EE, but is there a person you could think of who was the most interesting person to film, to make a video about?
As to my favorite person ever, I mean, I made a video about who's now my girlfriend, so probably that
nice
resonated
answer.
with me the most.
She's going to like you for that one.
Well,
yeah, I hope so.
Okay, so what are your plans? Like, where are you going to be traveling soon, and what's the plans with your videos?
Yeah, so good question. It's like, where do I do this next, right? Like, how many days can I travel? How many days can I discuss ideas around the world? I can't do this forever, so this has to stop at some point. There has to be a next step. My current plans are to keep doing this for 5 more, 6 more months and go to Africa, Asia, Middle East for a little bit. And then I want to, the logical next step with what I'm doing is building a company, and that's the option that I'm pursuing. I'm building a company that has to do with Facebook videos. Essentially, I want to help everybody make Facebook videos and show their stories to their friends with better videos. I believe videos are the future, and I believe they're the future on Facebook. And so I want to help basically facilitate that wave of videos. And so that's what's next for me. As much as I want to be a videographer or a filmmaker, it's not me. I have to do what's only me.
Very nice. So on What the Photo Travel podcast, we always love to mix things up with games. So we are going to be testing you on the Capitals game. So what we normally do with this game is it's 30 seconds long, but because all of your videos are always a minute, we're going to give you a 1 minute special, okay?
Okay. Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Okay, so it's pretty simple. I'm going to give you a country, and you just need to give me the capital city of that country, okay?
Oh man, I'm definitely gonna fail. Okay, you'd be surprised how ignorant I am. For someone who's been to like 45 countries or so, I'm very ignorant. Okay, go ahead.
That's all right. We've had some people on the show who have got like barely one, so you're good. You probably won't come last.
Okay,
Right.
I hope so.
Okay, let's go.
Mongolia.
Uluari something. Uluhar. I can't pronounce it. But
Okay, yeah. Morocco.
Morocco,
Yeah.
Rabat,
Nepal.
Kathmandu,
New Zealand.
Auckland,
North Korea.
Pyongyang. Been there.
Pakistan.
Islamabad.
Portugal.
I think it's Lisbon.
Brazil.
It's not Rio. It's Sao Paulo.
Denmark.
Right. Copenhagen.
Egypt.
Cairo.
Greece.
Athens.
Iceland.
Reykjavik.
Iran.
Tehran.
Oh, and time is up. Right, okay, let's look at your answers. Okay, so...
Wow, which one did I get wrong?
We said Mongolia. You almost got it. You were almost there.
It's so
Are you
close.
gonna count that as wrong?
That is definitely wrong. It should be Ulaanbaatar, okay?
Okay.
But I can tell you, first of all, you scored 10, which is very good. That's actually, because we normally do 30 seconds, and people normally get about 5, so that's quite an average. That's a
Yeah.
good score.
Doing pretty well.
So, Morocco, you got right. Nepal, you also got right. Kathmandu. New Zealand, you got it wrong. You said Auckland, but it's Wellington.
Oh, really? That's impossible. Yeah.
Okay.
I would have known that.
North Korea, you got it right. Like you said, you've been there. Pakistan, you got that right as well. Islamabad.
Yeah.
Portugal, you also got that correct. That's Lisbon. Egypt, you got that correct. Cairo. Greece, Athens, you got that correct. You got Iceland correct as well. Reykjavik. Iran, you also got that correct. Brazil, you got that wrong. You said Sao Paulo.
Fuck.
You said Sao Paulo, but it's actually Brasilia.
Brasilia, really?
Yeah, it's
I know it's a strange one.
it's neither Rio or Sao Paulo. Denmark, Copenhagen, you got that correct.
And then did I say Argentina?
And that
I don't think we had time for Argentina, did we?
no, and that was it. But
Yeah.
you did get 10 correct there, which is actually
Then two
pretty
wrong.
good.
That was pretty good. Well done.
Yeah, well done. Under pressure as well.
Interesting. Thank you. Thank you. That's amazing.
Right, so where can we find your work online?
Facebook page called Nas Daily is only on Facebook, and you can expect 1-minute videos every day. That's
Yeah.
it.
Let's go. And yeah, we really would recommend it. That's why we got in touch. We are fans of your work. We think what you do is really good, and you're just promoting.
Thank you, guys.
You're just promoting a good, positive message out there to people. So yeah,
I try.
keep
I
doing
try.
what you're doing.
We need more of this because you did quite a lot of videos around the Middle East as well, which is so interesting, and seeing how different cultures sort of clash, but seeing how they mix together at the same time in a positive way, and it is really nice to see.
Nice. Thank you. So yeah, those were the hardest to make because those were the most sensitive. But I'm glad the message resonated well with 99% of the people. So that's gives me hope.
Very nice. Cool.
Awesome,
All right,
guys.
well,
thank you so much for your time, and thank you for taking a chance on me.
So that was Nas Daily. Thank you very much, Nas, for your time. And, that's what these mini episodes are all about. It's not just about teaching you things and learning stuff. It's also about introducing what we think are interesting people to you guys with interesting stories. Now, at the end of all his videos, he always has a little sign-off line. He says, "That's 1 minute. See you tomorrow." So I'm going to try one now. Ready?
Go for it.
That's 19 minutes. See you next month. Don't forget, you guys can get in touch with the show. You can send us an email. Our address is whatthefaux@gmail.com. Faux is spelled PHO. On Twitter, we are @Faux Podcast. Also, check us out on Instagram and Facebook as well. With all this social media, this podcast doesn't just come in your ears, we also come in your eyes. Lads.